KarsaKKWx. Karsa is my name, KKWx is my empire. Here today we are playing Faults of Man with my NRT crew. Let's get to it.
Hey, that's us, guys.
Yep.
Hey, Karsa, go ahead and cut this out. Major point of last Faults of Man. Max died.
Yep. That's
sure
why he
did.
has a tombstone on his picture.
Oh, that's funny.
Well, see, it'll be fine, right? It'll be fine because
She
I'm
originally
gonna
wanted to do
go.
a red X. I'm like, you don't have a royalty-free picture of a tombstone?
Yep, I found
No,
him.
actually, to be fair, I think the red X would be a better thing because it's your mugshot being crossed off. But yeah,
See?
so yeah, that's the musical scene that I was showing you, Magica, right? It's the greatest thing ever. Agree. But yeah, no. See, I'm going to go mad. I'm going to discover how to resurrect people, and I'm going to resurrect Ski Max as Ski Max zombie mode.
Okay.
Sounds dangerous
And
based on
he can be my pet MG equipped zombie.
How are you gonna do that?
Because I'm going to go mad and learn esoteric knowledge that was not meant for mortal minds.
So,
I mean, you've already started. You already have a 1 in unnatural. Or 2,
Exactly.
or whatever the hell it was.
I have a 6.
Oh, no, it's a
I don't-
6.
I was going to say I would have said like 6.
I have a
It's
6.
like actually slightly good.
I got the 1.
Well, I made you get a 1.
Yeah.
Basically because you've been
Everyone else got like
panhandling.
5, so.
Yeah, well, you were being panhandled.
Well, I mean, here's the thing, right? See, you only got a small amount because you don't have the benefit, right? See, I get a buff by being Scottish because we are by default unnatural.
You got me there.
Okay.
well, this is a conversation that's happened.
Oh. There's something.
Well, no, I mean, look,
there.
this is that problem that people have. Excuse me. This is that problem people have when they try and take the piss out of Scottish people. Like, we have been doing that to ourselves for generations.
I mean, I read a story about a Scottish dude who was so drunk he was walking around a hairbrush in a bus, yelling at it like calling it a hedgehog.
Yeah.
You wee
I believe
spiky
it.
fuck.
So should we take?
Look,
should we
the simple
take,
thing is, we just don't grasp the knowledge he had.
should we take Max's picture off of the ship?
No. I might
No.
do it.
Really?
You might get reanimated.
Oh no.
But, like, not by mad science, but by ghosts.
Oh no.
Yeah, it's like have you been missing the entire Overlook Hotel vibes, Karsa?
Alright. Yes, I know.
You can check in, but you can never leave.
Yeah, it's
Hotel
like a roach
California.
hotel.
Yeah, close enough.
No, the Hotel California is not close enough to The Shining.
Alright.
To which
So,
my initial thought is, no, we go to the ballroom and change it to the devil, and then see what happened. Because I've been
Go.
playing on Wake 2 recently.
The other things that happened last week, aside from Max dying, are
Kinda epically.
maybe the main enemy, antagonist, spectral, animated, unnatural force showed up to mess with you guys a little bit.
Maybe.
The main
Some fuck with a
something.
scarf.
You said maybe?
Kind of claiming responsibility, or yeah.
Yeah.
Yeah,
Or,
some
what
some
happened,
schmuck
Max?
in a scarf.
It's a scarf schmuck.
I mean, that is a description.
I mean, yes to the scarf. I think he'd be a little offended by you calling him a schmuck.
He's not a schmuck.
Considering he wiped you out without ever having to actually touch you.
True.
That
Yeah.
schmuck is just a relative insult term.
Yeah,
Yeah,
I don't
but
think you
then
want
there's
to.
also-
I don't think you
there's
want to
also
insult the
that
guy who killed you.
Yeah, you may not want to be insulting the potentially all-powerful deity that clearly has abilities that you cannot deal with.
Who might reanimate you and make you worse.
Fair.
Or better.
Yeah, because I mean, my general thing is like I take pictures of stuff, and I have a bullet chucker, so I could potentially shoot things, but those things need to be physical and have a health bar.
What? Just because they're not physical doesn't mean they don't have a health bar.
Well, I mean, at the end of the day,
Yeah, just get ghost touch.
I'm not natural enough yet.
Or ethereal drawn.
True.
Either or.
Well, I think
Still
it's
don't have it.
That's the point. Third major point is there seemed to be discord mounting into potential violence between the rest of the crew. And there's now 3 separate groups.
Yeah.
I
Potential violence.
I don't think it's potential anymore. I'm pretty sure
Hold
it's
on.
official.
Hold on.
I mean, the ship literally got blown up by a madman, so
No, that's completely unrelated to the 3 factions.
Right. Thanks, Magica. I was bearing the lead a little bit. Point forward, right, is that the best way you guys had to get home no longer exists. Is the will the power is sunk.
Yeah.
And your good old friend Theodore, the one who was going crazy, showed up, and not only did he take responsibility for it, he did it in front of you. He is now dead
Oh, very much so.
from a bullet to the head.
Thanks, Grover.
Hey, any problem? Anytime.
No, we're now
Hey,
gonna start using.
Hey,
any
I mean,
problem.
to be fair, that is not some kind of underveiled insult there. No, the madman that blew up the boat and you killed him in one shot. Yes, thank you. Because I very
Because we
much
might-
expect his next thing would have been to have some kind of weapon and try and go for us.
Oh,
You know,
for
if that
you-
had somehow
for-
been stopped.
For us, no, for me. He was definitely out
Yeah.
for me.
Well, to be
Yeah.
fair, right, much as though you've managed to, drop that number of crew ostracized, it still comes down to you are more beneficial to us with a pulse. So, at the end of the day, yes, I am going to try and prolong your activity, because that can potentially prolong mine if I get hurt.
True.
Yeah.
You know, you're more beneficial to us alive than dead.
Well, that's good.
Major point 5, which is branching off of major point 3, is in the potential violence has gone from potential to kinetic violence.
No. I was gonna yell at Max, but he died, and
I mean, there's
For
nothing
what it's
stopping you from
worth, I
yelling
don't
at
think
a
he's thrilled
corpse.
about the arrangement either.
True. Actually, let's get his thoughts. From beyond the veil, Max, are you happy you're dead?
Eh? Indifferent? Something was going to kill me sooner or later. Out of character, I designed this to basically be a barbarian style tank. I was going to die eventually.
Yeah, but is Max happy that
In
Max
character.
is dead now?
I mean, in character,
Potentially
he
later
died.
things would be way worse.
In character, he died in a torpor or stupor or whatever you want to call hallucination.
Uke state.
That works.
I
So
don't
the
think it
last
does,
few
but I think it's closer. But moving on.
Still, the last few embers of his mind are probably still stuck in the fugue state. He's enjoying himself while he's dying.
So the answer is actually yes. He's happy he's dead because it means he gets to continue living out his dream of just slaughtering innocent villagers.
Full-scale slaughter.
forever and ever and ever.
Pretty much.
Okay.
All right.
Alrighty.
But the kinetic violence resulted in the group that was being led by Chief Nuwali and sub-led by the Carter something. His name doesn't matter anymore because he's dead too. The rest of that group is dead.
Oh well.
The only one who seems to still be alive is Chief Nuwali, who is on a blood frenzy hunt for Ross Hendricks, as he believes he is the one to blame for it.
He's the any problem.
Yep. The any problem deserves an any bullet
I
Ready, go.
agree.
at any time.
Me and Nuwali, we see eye to eye on this.
So how many of us are alive right now?
Fair enough. Updated crew manifest.
Oh yeah, true.
I believe they had 7, but you guys drew 1 back, so that would be 6. Max Nuwali, so that'd be 5. 12.
Oh, that was worse than I thought.
Which means you guys have access to only 2 of the 10% rolls.
Oh. Okay. How many
also,
engineers do we have?
You have what remains of the engineering crew, which is all of 3 of them, which is
So and you're
Dr. Boucher and 2 Dr. Boucher, Sawyer, and 1 random guy.
And how many medical do we have?
You.
Uh-oh.
Wait, and Sawyer.
I said Sawyer. I said there was Dr. Boucher, Sawyer, and one random engineering guy. Yeah.
Is it?
Yeah.
I thought,
he's
Yeah,
not-
believe
he's
me,
not
I had this
medical.
confusion last time too.
I thought he was
Okay.
in there. Fair
Yeah.
enough.
No. So, as far as what you guys have 3 engineers that included the ones I just named. 1 security guy who was the one that Grover saved.
Mhm.
You guys didn't have that many. Those were small. As far as the command crew goes, you have the captain, the first mate, and Grover. That's it.
The rest of the command crew is dead?
Or separated.
Oh, fair enough.
As far as medical, you have Dr. Payne. That's it.
Yeah,
then
because
the
for
rest-
whatever reason,
And then the remaining number, which I believe is 2, maybe 3, is from the comms team, which includes Kieran.
Wow. We are screwed.
and we
Yeah.
were never sure that Dr. Payne's boss was. even human.
So just so you guys know, you guys are not included in the crew manifest number, which is why the math would seem like it doesn't add up.
Yeah, it didn't add up. But these are people that we are with. There's more
Also,
that's away.
As far as you know, because a bunch of them went with Ross Hendricks and Dr. Chen, who Ross Hendricks is also not included in the crew manifest, by the way. If you're trying to go through the math.
Okay. Yeah, because it didn't add up. I thought it was 19. Yes. It didn't add up.
Well, it's 19 including you guys, who I did not include in the journal entry for the manifest.
Yeah, because we will be somewhat aware when we are no longer on that manifest, such as Max.
Yeah.
Ah.
I don't know. Is he aware?
Yeah, because as far as he knows, he's back in Iraqi village, being actually committing war crimes.
Hey, good for you, buddy.
We could say it on this stream for once, and it actually be true.
Yeah.
What is your opinion there, Magica, that you are in fact the war crime here?
Oh, right. You get to rub it in Ryden's face that you got to do it before he did.
That's true.
True.
Yay! I mean, I'm glad to finally be accurate about something.
I mean, here's the thing, Magica. As much shit as we give you, your words are generally accurate. It's just your interpretation of the situation applied to the words isn't.
Fair enough.
Yeah, untangle that semantic web, but do that on your own time.
No thanks. I already spent an hour and a half online with my insurance company today. I don't need any more bills.
And I'm taking that out.
Thing, right? Here's the thing, dude. You're dead. You've got all the time to untangle that.
Fair enough. You can just go on mute, write it out, and be like, I'm gonna start pulling at this thread.
Yeah, now watch everything untangle and collapse.
Yeah, the exact last thing that you guys had. Oh, also, I forgot. Major point 6. That dude that was messing with you guys is still messing with you, to the point that he was talking to you guys through a radio that had his batteries taken out.
Yeah. Oh, I remember that. What about was it?
Oh, I think if you're talking about that very last scene from last time,
Shuffleboard guy, is he alive still?
Unknown, as he went with the Ross Hendricks, Dr. Chen crew.
Okay.
Oh, he's totally dead.
He's either dead or...
Yeah, he's either dead or possibly being murdered right now.
Probably.
But yeah. Alright, so you guys decided that because you guys got the engines fixed, that the best thing to do was to get to the bridge, which you guys know, in order to pilot the ship, hopefully to a point on land that you would be able to survive long enough to get back to civilization. Not only did you find evidence of kinetic potential violence becoming kinetic violence in the bridge, in a very wet, mushy, red affair,
It's currently dripping down the walls.
and from the ceiling. The steering wheel is missing.
Oh, that's right. Yeah, someone jacked the steering wheel.
And I believe I might have answered this question on mic. It might have been off mic. Doesn't matter, I'll answer it again. In order to jury rigging this thing would be beyond difficult. It would require tools that you don't have access to right now.
Okay, that answers my question. No, it was off mic, but yeah. It was never fully answered.
Well, no, it's answered on mic.
Yeah, I gotta... Well, that's screwed. Now, how do we get home?
Oh, that's the question, isn't it?
Mm-hmm.
Well, I seem to remember that we were going to have to roll something right at the start of this.
Yeah.
Oh, right. Yes, thank you. The one thing I forgot about, you guys need to roll sanity versus violence.
Uh-huh.
Because this is a incredibly violent scene. I will tell you, with the amount of violence and gore and all that, failure will be a D10 sanity.
Oh, God. Okay.
This is also
just
one of
click the sanity button, yeah.
This is also a time where, even succeeding, you're going to lose sanity. Except for Kieran.
Oh,
Oh no, Kieran just loses minimum.
okay.
Grover
What is
lost
minimum sanity, Ross?
1.
1. Ah, damn.
How did
That
Grover
means-
lose sanity?
That means I have not hit my
I
break.
say so.
Yep. And then,
Oh.
Dr. Megan, on a success,
Yeah,
you're still losing a D4.
alright.
So-
63.
No, a D4, not 4.
Oh.
So you need to roll a D4. You can still lose 1. Grover, I need you to drop me a D10. You could also only lose 1, which would be on brand for Grover.
I really would.
Not quite.
Damn, man, I tried.
It would have been hilarious if you did.
Yeah.
64. Okay.
Now, Grover, because you did lose 5 or more in one go,
Oh no.
means you're suffering a temporary insanity. I'm gonna call it temporary insanity. I don't think it's what's called in the book, but it's the you go catatonic, you flee, or you fight.
I'm down to go catatonic. Basically, he starts, he has like flashbacks to a past event in his life.
Fair enough. I can dig it. And the only one that didn't really make sense to me would be the fight. I could see going catatonic or flee, either one.
Kind of gets
alright.
the 1,000-yard stare going on.
Did you hit a break threshold though?
I don't think so. Psychological tab. Nope, we're 1 off, baby.
Perfect. All right,
Hey,
so
we're 1 off, buddy.
That
Alright,
means it's gonna
so-
happen at the most inconvenient time.
yeah, so basically, it is the unfortunate thing of you probably just won't be able to respond for the majority of the scene.
That's fine.
All right. Oh, Dr. Reagan, because I know your sanity's been going all over. Did you hit a break threshold? You only lost 3
4
this time.
off.
Okay. Just gotta check. Kieran, I gotta ask, but I don't think so.
I just
am 1
looked,
away.
and it's 4
Alright.
away.
All right.
Yeah, my break point is 48. I'm currently on 49.
All right. That's good. So, basically, the majority of the NPCs are also going to go into a like catatonic-like state where they're just kind of staring at everything, and their brain just can't handle what they're looking at. There's only the named NPCs that are going to be available for this scene,
Right.
and Dr. Vaucher is basically going to just start cursing in French, which I'm not going to do because I only know 1. I don't feel like repeating it 9 times.
Yeah, please don't.
Well, yeah, basically what happened is we get the Merovingian scene.
Yes.
explaining how nice it is to what was it? It's like wiping your arse with silk. Is how he described swearing in French.
Yeah. The first mate, Fuentes, is going to throw up in the corner. The captain is going to cross one arm over her chest and lay the other arm on it and start rubbing like right over the right eye. Oh, that fucking fool. I bet Nuwali ran off with it.
So, like, quick question. When it comes to the blood, gore, viscera, death, and destruction around, is it like we've walked into, you know, like a ritual sacrifice room, or is it just like absolute violence?
Absolute violence, like a
Right.
like a hurricane just ripped through here.
Okay.
Like there are even some of the councils that have been smashed up.
Hmm.
Luckily, none that you would none of the.
Yeah, they've managed to smash everything of non-plot requirement.
Yeah, pretty much. Non-essential.
Yeah.
If you do remember, there was one guy hanging from the ceiling by his own intestines.
Yeah. Yeah, see, that was the one that I was remembering about, thinking like, if we look on the ground, are we going to see like symbols written in the blood in a big circle?
Okay.
No.
Because that would change the type of violence going on here. Yeah, I'm gonna look at like the console, sort of doing my best not to look at the blood, gore, and viscera all over the floor and everything. Looking at the console, seeing the fact that the wheel is not there, and probably then like nudge Grover, not knowing he's currently catatonic, and just be like, I think we've got a problem here.
Yeah, you get no
There's
response.
supposed to be a round thing there, right?
Yeah.
Right, nudging the arm and then looking, oh shit.
Yeah, the cat is like, yes, there's supposed to be a round thing there. And the first mate will finish throwing up. Like, does he think this is a Resident Evil game? What's he doing? They're both assuming that Nuwali
Yeah,
has
I'm
the
just gonna-
wheel with him.
Yeah, I'm gonna pick up on that statement and kind of have the eyebrow twitch of like thinking for a second, and then just be like, no, I actually don't have a reference because I don't play that series much.
Okay. Okay, wait a minute.
I know they had one of them set on a
understand.
boat
Why would he take the wheel?
because he's a
I
fucking
don't-
nutter.
Yes. Then the first mate is like, yeah, that exactly. Captain's like, yes, he's clearly lost it, and maybe he thinks that while he's hunting for Hendricks or whatever, that Hendricks is going to send his guys here and do something with the ship and point it somewhere. He wants to stop that. I don't know. They've both gone off the fucking deep end, or into the deep end, or the deep end has gone into them.
I'm not even sure if we're all sane here, but at least
Are we killing each other? Are we hunting
not
each
yet.
other down
Not
like
yet.
animals?
No, not yet. Thankfully.
Then
Oh.
we are the sane ones.
Yeah.
Okay, I'm gonna like turn around to everyone and do that like attention grabbing single hand clap and be like, this room is red. We should not be in this room, and point at the door out.
And the,
As
it's like,
like we should go
I
out
don't
into
want
the
to.
hall.
Yeah, it's like I don't want to be standing in whatever innards I'm standing in.
Yes.
Yeah.
Dr. Meg, you look down and it is in fact a pancreas.
Is it not a spleen? Could we not inflate that and have a game of volleyball?
That's the left foot.
Damn.
Uh,
She backs up.
Yeah, you guys basically have to cat corral the catatonic ones.
And starts trying to move them out.
Grover, this is
slowly.
when you'll step out of it as soon as like somebody goes to touch you to actively move you
Yeah.
rather than just touch you. You'll come out of it.
Yeah, I was gonna say there. I would go over to Grover and do that kind of, you know, the thing where you like put the one arm round the back and like gently tap the shoulders to be like, come on, very gently. and then whatever. But like that's how I would attempt to start moving him before he snaps out.
So how many people do we get out after?
So out of interest, at this point, would this be an incident of sanity loss without going insane?
Yes. Oh no. Let me look at the hard things out. Really what the fuck it says. PC agents. Doesn't matter which one. Yeah.
I'm gonna click that button because I've had a violence.
Yeah.
I have had a violence.
Yup.
I'm still exhausted.
Yeah.
Well, I mean, we have a nice cozy room behind us now in character that you could go and have a nap in if you don't mind sharing the room with some
I
intestines.
mean, if you want.
No.
Karsa, you did grab a bunch of first aid supplies. You can slam yourself with some adrenaline if you really want to.
You could, and to be fair, I don't think anyone would be against you dealing with some of your own medical needs.
Now, I'm not going to tell you the downsides of the adrenaline. I'll tell you, you will temporarily remove that exhausting condition, or fatigue, or whatever the hell it is.
Yeah, but there's downsides.
You mean other than like potentially stabbing yourself in the heart with a giant needle?
She's skilled enough that I'm not gonna deal with that. This isn't like in The Rock where he's just like, you want me to stab myself in the heart with this? Have you seen this thing?
Oh man.
I hope I have internet issues.
He's definitely catatonic, that's for sure. So we pull everybody out of the room, even Grover. So when he gets back, he'll be out of the room.
Yeah, we'll just say the temporary insanity is continuing for a little bit longer.
Yeah, I'll do the guide the old person out of the room, like grab a chair or something and sit them down somewhere.
Here you go, Grandpa. You don't need to worry about you don't need to worry about whatever random thing you're worried about today.
Yeah, exactly.
All good.
Because I dare say, being having done war photography and that, I'd probably have some kind of idea of that reaction from people.
Oh yeah.
I would probably be aware of what the absolute worst things to do with someone in that state would be.
Treat them like a dog and rub their nose in it.
Yeah.
How dare you take this poorly? We're gonna do what's called immersion therapy.
Yeah, I don't care if you're having a flashback, grabs neck, shoves face in pile of blood. You're gonna deal with it. But yes, and this causes problems. I don't know how. Even though, funnily enough, that is how psychology was at one point.
I mean, immersion therapy is still an accepted way of dealing with things, but that's for very specific instances, and it is not dealing with
hello? Can you guys hear me?
Yep.
Yeah.
Alright, sorry about that.
No, you're all good.
We had a sidebar about immersion therapy.
Yeah, and we decided to move you out of the room, so you are moved out of the room now, and we're all standing outside the room. Are you back with us, Grover?
I'm pretty sure you can snap out of it now and be fine. Okay.
Sorry, Doesn't matter. What matters is what's going on right now. So, Nuwali took the wheel, yeah?
Looks like it.
I mean, that's wild speculation. I don't know where else it would have gone unless he left. And one of Ross's guys snuck in and took it.
Why would
or
they
whatever the hell was talking over the radio took it.
Why would they take it? Where would they take it? We're all on one ship.
But it's a big ship.
Grover will head in just to inspect the steering column, and it's if I wanted to jury rig my own wheel, how long would it take?
It would take tools that you currently don't have. That's the problem.
Okay, fair enough, fair enough.
Are those type of tools on the ship that we know of?
Probably not this one.
Hard to say.
Yeah, I have a feeling that our entire knowledge would be maybe with a giant asterisk that at the bottom of the page reads, probably not.
If we had access to everything on the Pride's Fall, maybe?
Will to Power, you're on the Pride's Fall.
Or if you had anything access to everything on the Will to Power, maybe? But we don't.
Yeah. You might be able to scrounge together something, but it's going to require going back down into the lower decks. And not Star Trek lower decks. We're not doing the funny.
All right.
Yeah,
I'll share this information. Then it's like, well, we can either try and go after Nuwali to get the wheel, or we could head to the lower decks and like try and find some beams or other pieces of scrap to jury rig a new wheel. For the time being, I'm comfortable with either plan. To be clear, so whatever majority rule wants to do.
Yeah, because the thing is, because it's don't think of it as like something you place on to like a nub and then turn. This is like almost like a key that you have to fit in, so you need a very specific like fit into a socket in order to get it to work. And if you don't have that fit, you're just going to turn it, nothing's going to happen, like a strip screw and a screwdriver.
Yeah, like if you don't have the right fit, then clearly you're not Gucci enough.
Okay.
All right, you know what? Lose one sanity and go into your break point for that one.
I didn't do it. It wasn't me.
No, not you, Kieran.
Oh, you're
also
also
went
away
away.
from break?
Yep.
Oh, hell yeah. We're gonna get the party killed.
But so it's like the only time that, believe it or not, that is the first time ever I've made a Gucci joke because I hate that term. That's the only time I've seen a setup that seemed to work.
Okay. So the thing is.
Okay, so what I'm going to do is I'm going to pull out my camera and I'm going to start taking mugshots of everyone, except that camera currently has like 17 rounds loaded into it, is locked and loaded, and happens to be a Mark 23 SOCOM. That's a 45 caliber at point blank to the face.
And the game's
Okay.
over.
Yeah.
Okay.
Well, I mean, sure. I mean, if you guys want to start killing each other, I'd be like, all right, cool. So here's how I'll handle this. Here's the initiative board, and that's all I'm gonna handle. You guys handle your own roles.
But
Not really.
between the two options, while it is riskier, I am probably partial towards trying to find Nuwali. I think if we can find him and calm him down, he will be a valuable ally. Whereas if he charges Ross and his men by himself, he's liable just to get himself killed, even if they are the ones behind that.
I do think we need to
Yeah.
find Nuwali, but I also do think that if we cannot find the wheel, because we're only speculating that Nuwali has it, then
Well, hold
we
on.
should have something to do.
Question for you, Grover. And by Grover, I mean Grover / GM. In character, I'm asking Grover, like, how long, assuming that nothing went wrong, how long would you wager that it would take for you to be able to rig something up to replace the wheel?
Depends on the amount of material.
That's what we find.
Yeah.
Yeah, it depends solely on what we can find. If I'm able to find some pretty decent scrap metal that isn't too rusted, maybe a day or two. If what we find is rusted pieces of shit and scrap wood, maybe never.
Alright, well, I say we go
Yeah,
look for
see,
Nuwali, but I also think that while we're looking for Nuwali, we can see if we can find something to go with.
I mean, the point I'm getting at is, tap the wall. Like, we've been all over this ship prior.
Mm-hmm.
Right.
Not true.
It's definitely not true.
Well,
Shit
yeah.
very big.
Yeah, fair enough, but I'm still going to say that. That's still what I'm saying. So we've
Fair
been
enough.
all over the ship looking for stuff, for the past few days. This ship is lucky to be floating. I gotta be honest, I don't think we're going to find the stuff to actually do that. So yes, and I'll gesture to Dr. Megan. Like, I'm in agreement. We should try and find Nuwali, because yes, he will be beneficial to us in terms of not being psychopathic murderer.
But at the same time,
And to
see
be
if
fair,
we can
I would
find
rather.
stuff. If we
Yeah, and also at
can.
the same time, I would rather that the psychopathic murderer be on our side, not gunning
Alright.
for us.
Grover, you'll know, and I don't need you to roll to know this. If you're going to like attempt to track, follow, or find Nuwali, the pieces that you're going to be looking for, the chances that you find them are going to go drastically down. You need
What?
the pieces that you would need to jury rig out a new wheel. The chances of you finding them while randomly stalking Nuwali, who's probably looking for Ross on the decks you guys have already cleared, knowing how cowardly he thinks Hendricks is. Those decks will I should not say will not have a very, very, very low chance of having the materials. You know that you need to go down into the lower decks where they keep like the materials for fixing the ship, which isn't any of the parts you guys have cleared.
That makes sense. Another reason I don't like that plan then. But more to pitch in anyway, but in any case, we should probably start heading up to the deck, see if we can head off Hawaii before he gets there. While he's enraged and upset, I doubt he's gonna rush in there without strategizing the plan.
How many people did he have with him? Not Nuwali, Ross. How many people did Ross have with him?
He did have 7, but you guys convinced 1 to jump over. Now that 7 did include him and Chen.
Okay,
No, I'm sorry. Included Chen, but not him. I'm not counting him when I'm looking at numbers.
alright. So are there any spots on the ship that like with the ballroom being turned over into like a makeshift camp? Like, are there any spots on the ship that, like, thinking back would be like, oh, that room there would be a really good place to, hold up if you had someone with probably automatic weaponry hunting you down, considering the number of people that he's got with him?
Oh, that's another thing. Actually, this was the security team guys, right?
Yeah. There's
A
only
bit
one
more-
of them left. And he's with you guys.
A bit morbid, but take whatever ammunition that they might have.
Yeah.
Yeah.
I do need to go back and make a correction. I forgot I had already accounted for the guys being dead in the bridge. So there are 17 people alive that you guys could put together.
Okay. So we're gonna take what we can of the
And I believe
ammo.
11 of them are with you.
Alright, so yeah, we basically have the people that went with Ross himself and Nuwali. They are, to our knowledge, those are all that are unaccounted for.
Yeah.
Yeah, because
Oh,
everyone else that we can account for is our group.
We're
Yeah,
gonna
whatever number I
eventually
told you,
have.
subtract 1.
We're
I
gonna
forgot about
eventually have to be in this room, or in that room. So we need to take care of the bodies.
We don't have time for that right now.
Yeah,
we
to
need
be
to also
fair,
find
yeah,
Nuwali. So what do you want to do,
That's-
Grover?
that's
You're
the
in
important
charge.
The captain's like, no, I am.
Oh,
Don't
I'm sorry. I
think
didn't
that's-
notice the captain was here. God damn it. I'm confused. All right.
But here, you asked me a question. I didn't get a chance to answer it. 'Cause I was doing a sidebar to myself. Ross doesn't have any military training. Dr. Chen doesn't have any military training. None of the guys he's with have any military training. So, like, to go to where a military person be like, this is the best place to hold up, might not be the answer because the people you're tracking aren't military trained.
Yeah, it's probably better off just think of like surface level shit, which is like, all right, well, we outnumber him. The dex is probably your best bet because that gives you the widest vantage views to see someone come.
And,
I mean, to be fair, like part of my thought was like if there's any food places that would, function as like a choke point.
yes,
Because
there
it's that whole thing. If you've got like 3 people all training their guns on one doorway
Yeah.
and that's the only way in, that seems like a likely thing.
Well, I mean, that is helped by the fact that there are random barricades set up on the ship.
True.
But
And I'm suddenly being remembered of them and thinking, did fucking Prince in Red happen to, make all the people go crazy, and that's why that's there. And of course, they wouldn't all have been armed to the teeth, and that's why there's no signs of combat because it's less environmentally evidenced when people are coming at you with razor blades.
yeah. Now, in terms of where on the ship a small group of people could hold up and defend relatively easily, a few places do come to mind. The main pantry for the galley, only one way in. The med bay only has 2 ways in, as far as most ships are concerned.
Yeah.
The engine room. You guys were there, so you know he's not there. Unless they all managed to sneak around behind you after you left, but that's highly unlikely. Actually, that's far more likely given the situation, or the likelihood of that is higher, not far more likely.
Yeah, it's that whole thing.
Yeah.
We were heading up on the port side, and they were on the starboard heading down. And it's like fucking.
I mean, Ross knew that we were fixing the engine room, the boilers. So like, he might have went there to try and beseech us for help against Nuwali, for instance, because we are currently free agents to both their perspectives.
Actually, all of you can drop me a psychology. Unless you have a 0, then you can't do it. Obviously.
I have a 10.
I think this is one of those that has a base of higher than 0.
Yeah.
Oh, wait a minute. That was psychotherapy.
Oh,
Yeah, that's the same.
human would probably be the correct one.
Yeah. Roll human. Yeah, so ignore all of those rolls and go ahead and roll human.
Oh,
Oh, well, I still failed.
Still failed too.
I was right at 20.
You still rolled a failure though. So drop me a human, Dr. Payne. I'm giving you the same roll I gave everybody else. Told you to roll the wrong thing. Yeah, well, critical failure doesn't mean anything in this. There's 0 reason to have a critical failure thing in this, unless I want to tell you the wrong place.
Yeah, well,
Yeah,
I'm
so
just
with the
gonna go the way that the captain and Rover are gonna go. That's just it.
So, yeah, with the failure, you figure the top 3 places to actually hold up, if you wanted a defensible position, would be the pantry, the med bay, or the engine room. Actually, anywhere on the lower deck would be fine, because almost all of them only have 2 entry.
Yeah.
So if you close and barricade one and leave one open, then like one man isn't getting through that door unless he's going to start demoing it, which granted in Nuwali's wage he might.
Yeah. Though, to be fair, I'm not aware of if we had much in the way of explosives.
That's true. You're not.
Available when we came over. So I am operating under the basis that he probably doesn't have like proper breaching charges and shit. That
You
does
say
not
that, but where the fuck did Theodore get his bombs from?
Well, here's the thing. Theodore is a nut job and also was an engineer. So technically speaking, because I'm pretty sure he was an engineer. Yeah. I could picture someone like, I mean, you've got good engineering. I would not put it past you being able to MacGyver something to blow open a door. I don't know if Nuwali would have that, like, experience or knowledge.
You also don't know what equipment he had on him at the time.
Yeah.
I mean, you take enough gunpowder out of bullets, you can blow a door up.
True. It does, however, take a hell of a lot.
Yeah, that's a huge waste of ammo. You'd almost be better off just trying to shoot your way through at that point.
Exactly.
I think our best bet's going to the pantry, though.
Yeah, I think we should probably start making our way on, like, investigating these places.
At the very least, we know that we left food there. Ross's men might have just went there and never moved.
Yeah.
So before you guys all go running off, because currently your group is the size of like 11 or 12. That includes you guys. Captain Bell is going to forward and be like, "Well, I did agree to moving as a group when we were going from the engine room to the bridge. Is it really a good idea to have gestures to all of the non-combat trained people?
Yeah, and I immediately say
All 12 of
no.
us running around at the same
Yeah,
time in the same
I
thing."
immediately say no and shake my head. Like, yeah, that is a bad idea having this many people all going.
So I have a thought. If we can go to, or if you guys can help escort us to where the officers' quarters are, I believe you guys described it as effectively a dead-end hallway into the captain's quarters, with only the other officers' doors. I think we could hold up there pretty efficiently.
Okay.
Alright. Sounds good to me.
Out of interest, is everyone like at least armed to a degree?
Well, they are now.
Yeah, we just
The guns are a little
goes to the
sticky.
security team.
The guns are a little sticky, but they are.
Well, yeah, if you've ever tried to clean viscera out of knurling. Which, yeah, fun fact for those watching this, knurling, that's what they call the little grip stripes, the little diamond things. It's called knurling, it's cool. So, yeah, yeah, because to be fair, as soon as you started saying that, my immediate thought is, are we leaving a bunch of sacrificial lambs in a place that they cannot escape, armed
Well,
with spikes?
I was gonna say, like, at a minimum, Captain Bell, First Mate Fuentes, and the security guy, they all were armed.
Yeah, it's like in a hallway like that, even one person with a machine gun can hold a position for a pretty long time.
Yeah, so like there's a couple of people that aren't armed currently, but they're currently like, we have lead pipe. So there's like, I have a big ass ranch.
Fair enough. Yeah, that sounds like a good idea. Because yeah, I'm pretty sure. Yeah, the description was effectively that is a good location there. There's also the potential chance that that might be where Ross is headed.
You guys would have had to basically walk past that to get to the bridge.
Yeah, we walked past it. We didn't go into it.
Fair enough. All right. So, assuming you guys agreed with this plan, it sounds like you did. But last check, yes.
Yeah,
I agree.
Okay. So you guys.
Megan, do you have any major disagreements?
Nope.
No.
All right.
Okay, then
You
we're
guys-
in agreement.
You guys head to the officers' quarters. It looked like they got searched again by somebody a lot less careful or caring about what went where.
Mm-hmm.
Which probably sounds like a man wielding a machine gun looking for a specific person he wants to murder very hard. Which, if he's already been here and left, that's good for us.
No, I
Was they like-
actually-
it was probably when they first settled in here. They were probably just scouring the entire nearby area of the bridge for supplies.
My guess is Nuwali found whatever they were looking for, and that's when they went after him in this area.
Okay.
Maybe, but we're getting into contested territory.
Well,
Yeah, we don't actively know.
Yeah, Captain's like, unfortunately, even us thinking Nuwali has taken the wheel is also conjecture.
Yeah,
I-
but there's only one person on the ship who even has an inkling of where the ship might have gone.
Yeah, that's fair. All right. But you guys don't find anybody here.
okay.
Good.
All
Where
right.
are we leaving here?
Interesting question.
Well, it's definitely going to include everyone that's not us. There's at least
I
three
mean, you-
persons that aren't staying here. It all depends on if one of them decides they are staying.
I mean, you guys could be assholes and be like, no, we're gonna send out 3 random schmoes and we're gonna stay here and defend the hall.
That's pretty fucked.
Yeah,
I can't
okay,
imagine they would agree to that.
so I'm going to sit in a doorway and aim my gun down the hall. Grover, if you stand in the doorway behind me and aim your gun along using the wall as a brace, and then Dr. Megan sits in one of the rooms on the other side, we have this all covered. And then, yeah, we'll send 3 random schmucks. No, that's terrible.
Never mind the fact that they're walking in front of you guys with the guns pointed down the hallway.
All right.
Hey, that is a risk that I am willing to take.
If effectively none of the NPCs are going to volunteer at this moment, if you guys want to bring one or two with, you're going to have to say something.
Honestly,
With us.
yeah, I'm more comfortable leaving them here because we won't have to then hide
Oh,
the
no.
prisoner.
Well, no, guy in the security team probably isn't a good idea because Noah's going to be pretty disposed against him for coming with us in the first place. So yeah, never mind.
You'd also figure he's probably the best fighter of the group. Like,
so you probably should stay with the group.
Yeah.
the captain of the first mate would be like tied for second on that, but they were officers in the Navy, so their ground combat training isn't as extensive as the security guys. Or at least that would be your assumption. Because I don't actually know this guy's background.
Pretty much it's just us then. Us three.
I mean, unless you want to try taking somebody with you, go talk to them and see what happens.
To the jaws of battle.
No,
Well,
I take that back. There would be one person who would volunteer, Sawyer. I take that back.
Well, question. Beyond the three of us, are there any like skill sets not covered?
Yeah.
In terms of things that we can assume in character that we might need. Because I mean, ostensibly this is go and find either Ross or Nuwali. Hopefully, one or one or the other will have the wheel.
It would just be
For getting that wheel working.
the social skills, but there's really not going to be anybody that much better except for the captain and the first mate.
Yeah, and I mean, at the end of the day, it's also that thing where I kind of lean towards chances are it's not going to be that difficult a thing if we run into Nuwali to be like, hey, yeah, we're going to go and fuck that guy up with you. And there's a fairly decent chance he might be like, cool, let's go kill him. And then we don't have to worry about him shooting us around the corner randomly.
And the issue is our goal isn't Ross at the moment. Not until we have more information on what's going on. Which he'll probably be willing to share with us, to be clear. But
True.
for the time being, our only goal is to ship him.
Yeah, it's that fact that Nuwali doesn't know that.
Question is, do we want Sawyer with us? He is an engineer.
He's also armed with a wrench, and only a wrench.
Okay, that's
It's
not
a rather
good.
big wrench.
Sorry, you got any gun training? You know how to fire a gun?
I mean a little bit. Used to
Stay
go
here,
out with
then.
all right. Let's say it's just shooting trees with my dad out in the backyard, but all right.
No offense to you, but
Stay
if
safe,
you've never
Sawyer.
been in a gunfight before, don't need it to freeze up in the middle of it.
Got
Yeah,
it.
Megan killed. She very clearly cares about you.
Oh, of course I do. So stay safe.
Me too. He cocks the wrench. That's not a joke.
I give him a hug.
Yeah, lifts it up like it's a rifle, and
It's
I like
actually a
getting
broken
pissed,
spanner
actually.
wrench. It's a broken spanner.
yeah.
Pretty much.
I
I
give,
mean, it's what it's. Alright, go ahead.
I give him a hug and a kiss, and I say, please stay safe. At least
too.
then I won't be able to have to worry about it.
Just for reference, this is a wrench that you use for the bolts that are like 2 inches across.
Yeah,
Oh,
one
wow.
of those. Yeah, one of those ones is described as big fuck off.
Yeah. It takes 2 hands to wheel, and you're probably guessing it weighs around 18 to 20 pounds.
The funny thing is, I have an engineer in another roleplay thing who literally carries one of those around.
Yeah.
And it's that thing of combat starts, yeah, that's getting swung into a face.
Yeah. Here's the thing. It's hard to hit somebody with it, but you only got to hit them once.
Exactly.
right. So I do remember this. You got Grover. Goddamn. Fuck it, I was using it. Grover posited that you guys should head to the pantry first. Remember correctly?
That's my thought process.
Yeah. It's a good idea because, yeah, food and potentially a defendable location.
Well, it would be the next closest one. The med bay would be.
Yeah.
I guess it'd be about equidistant. They'd be on the same floor or deck.
Yeah, I mean, we could swing by them. Yeah, I mean, I lean towards the pantry as well, because food is more of a daily requirement than medicine.
Fair enough. All right, so
There's
you guys.
nothing there. It's all trash, and that ugly man that was there.
Okay, so Dr. Megan, I don't know if I might be the first person to ever tell you this, but there are levels of survival we are willing to deal with.
Okay.
You know hobos eat trash.
Okay, Harbinger. Or no, not Harbinger.
Architect.
Yeah, wrong series. I went Mass Effect for some reason,
Yeah.
but it's clearly Matrix reference.
The thing is, it's like Ross's crew is a bunch of civilian. They know that the military people said the pantry was a good defendable location. After we cleared out, and after Nuwali cleared out, it stands to good reason that they would have just gone there because they knew that was a good spot.
Well,
Maybe.
it's also like with the amount of like military video games and movies and TV and all that that's out there, like most people would understand it's just like less entries equals easier to defend. So
Yeah.
most people's first thought would be, what room only has the least amount of entries? The pantry would be the first one to come up because it's like one of the first things people think.
Yeah. To be fair, right? Like my joke there about I'm gonna kneel in this doorway and Grover can stand in a doorway behind me, like that is a military tactic based on line fire.
Yeah, it's been around for like ever.
Yeah,
They used to do
Yeah,
muscle
I
lines
learned.
like that.
Yeah, exactly. And I learned that from playing the Total War franchise. So, you know, the point stands. People get a lot of small little bits and pieces from the video games and the TV shows and shit.
But how correct it is.
Yeah, it may not be particularly effective, but it's better than nothing.
So, you guys head to the pantry.
Yes.
And for the most part, it is exactly how you left it, except a few more shelves have been tipped over and whatnot. Except for the one dead guy here.
The one dead guy. Who's this dead guy?
Kind of hard to tell with the amount of bullets in him.
Damn. So what I'm getting from this is it's not Ross.
No.
And it's not.
Everyone- Everyone here, after the fallout, only had like one change of clothing. Can I try to identify, like, put a face to like who was wearing this particular outfit?
Yeah, go ahead and drop a forensics roll. I'm gonna put a -10 penalty on it because this is pretty rough. Body's in pretty rough shape.
I could do
If that puts you at a total of 0, then you can't roll.
Oh, I could do it.
Well, here's the thing, right? If you give
I
me
don't even have the forensic skill at all, unfortunately.
Ah,
yeah, if you give me a
But,
-20, that would mean my score is not 0.
0 or less.
True,
Don't mess with me,
-20.
Ab.
Yeah,
Don't mess with me.
that'd be hilarious.
What- Would there be a skill that like is like indicative of like memory though? It's like I'm not performing an autopsy.
I mean, maybe
Well,
not who he is, but you can probably guess that he is probably one of the Hendricks' guys.
What about
Because the blood is still kind of warm.
this is new. Okay, so
And the body hasn't gone into rigor mortis.
this is
there's-
fresh.
there's enough.
That means it's like less than 6 hours ish.
Yeah, that's easily enough for somebody with Dr. Megan's base forensic skills that she has. So you don't even need to roll it. It's just like, yeah, this has been like less than 6 or 8 hours. I don't remember the exact thing.
That's just one guy. doesn't make sense for them to split up their forces like this. Like, if anything, they should have been like this and been trying to stay together as much as possible.
Well, we
Well,
had
maybe
to
they're
split
maybe they
up.
were idiots.
We split up because we're entering a combat zone. Ross is defending himself from a zone. His group should be staying together because they're not trying to move, presumably.
I mean, the other point would be, do either of you guys remember hearing a bunch of gunfire?
No.
You do not.
Fair enough. Also, no. Although, allegedly, you guys fired shots in the pantry when I was in the engineering room, in the boiler room when they were over there.
That's a much bigger difference, man. That's like six decks of steel.
Fair
Well,
enough.
I mean, to be fair, that is actually a good point. This could have happened whilst we were all down there.
Yeah, like this could have happened when we were in the engineering room still.
Yeah.
And it's still
Yeah,
very,
that is a
very
fair point.
fresh. So, gotta keep our eyes on.
All right. Well, obviously Ross's guys aren't here, so next stop's the medical bay.
Yeah.
All right. So for clarification, yes, sound waves bounce off of metal easier, but you also got to remember that every time there's a doorway section, that's actually narrowed than the actual room. So there's a lot of things that would cause the sound waves to bounce back at and cause them to dissipate a lot ahead of time. So would the gunfire echo more than usual? Yes. The problem is you guys were 6 decks down the last time. That's a lot of distance for it to cover, having to bounce through the hallways, down the even more enclosed stairs, ladders, passageways.
Yeah. For relevance, if you've ever played the second mission in Splinter Cell Chaos Theory, you understand the whole thing about gunfire in an enclosed space. In a ship with the engines running.
Yeah, you're deaf. Good job. Moving on.
Pretty much. Yeah, and
Alright.
everyone outside the area, no idea that it happened.
Yeah. That was the other thing with the engine room. You guys have the boilers on and they're kind of loud.
Yeah.
But anyway,
Let's chalk another thing up for learning random stuff about physics from video games.
yeah, and when you guys head to the med bay, that's actually a pretty short trip. It's only a couple minutes. It should be a lot faster, but you know, you've got to dodge the one barricade that's in the way that happens to make this take an extra minute.
I mean, to be fair, I would also not just be like marching there. Like, I don't know about the other two. I would be at least like going up to corners and just like having a quick check.
Yeah, okay.
I'm not going to step out into a corner and immediately get my head blown off.
That's why I'm saying like it's taking a couple minutes. Like if you were to just go from the galley to the med bay, like at top speed, it would only take like 15 seconds.
Yeah.
That's with the barricade. Because they have the med bay near the galley, so they can run water back and forth faster.
Yeah.
That was their theory. This was made in the 50s. Is that hygienic, efficient, or even worth doing? I don't fucking know. They didn't either.
Hey, I mean, it
Seemed like a good idea at the time.
It sounds legit enough to me, so I'm just going to
Yeah.
accept it.
Yep.
So yeah, scene switch to the med bay.
So the last time you guys happened to be on this deck and heard about it, they left all the doors. Basically, any room that got cleared, they left the door open. It's that thing of, yes, we cleared it, so we left the door open, so anybody that, if it's closed, you know somebody else went in there. It might still be in there, or is just messing with you.
Yeah.
The door to the med bay is in fact closed. So is the other one.
Okay, so we stack up and pull out the Opti wand.
Yeah, you don't have that.
Damn. Did I mention I'd also been playing Ready or Not recently?
Nope.
How easy would it be to get to, like, because I'm imagining because this is accessible, it's accessible from either end, or is like the other way, like a part halfway down entrance from the side?
The latter. The main entrance is actually big enough that you could get like a gurney and equipment through, so the doors are wider than normal. The one down the hallway is more of like a man-sized entrance.
Right. How easy would it be to get to that?
Fairly easy, about 10 seconds. If going at full speed, if you're taking your time, 30 seconds, easily enough.
All right, I would like to basically get to a point that I could potentially see to that entrance and see is it open or if it's also closed.
They are both closed.
Okay, makes sense. My years and years of being an asshole that plays video games tells me you go in from the single entrance because you don't want to be breaching in the middle of a room. Because then you get tag team from both sides, and it's like that one video on that one website we're not talking about.
That would actually be the man-size entrance. The bigger door is the one that opens at you.
All right, yeah, that's fine.
Unfortunately, both doors are set up to where you have to corner clear both sides.
Oh yeah, I mean, as I say, I'm figuring like going in from the side entrance, you've got much more room on either side.
Yeah.
So if there are people in there and spread out, you are basically, you are basically at the best position to be shot.
Yeah.
At least part of the group would have to shoot through the others to put fire at one end of the room. Assuming that they were to immediately answer with a gunfire. Because the first thing I'm going to do is like lean up at the side of the door and try and listen to see can I hear any like movement or voices or anything.
Yeah. Give you an alertness.
Perfect.
Yeah, but you ain't hear shit. You hear the waves knocking against the side of the ship. You hear... I was gonna say Grover and Dr. Vega doing something, but I'm like, dude, both of them are military trained. They wouldn't be doing random dumb shit.
I'm picturing that as the ambient sound is
it's actually
too much to be able to hear if there is anything going on inside.
Well, that's the thing. It's like it's not that there's a lot of ambient sound. It is just the creaking of the ship and the waves against the side. That's all you hear. And that's the thing. It's like you can only focus on the waves hitting the ship. You know that there isn't a lot of any other sound going on, and that sound that you're hearing isn't all that loud, but it is all you can focus on.
Yeah.
It's actually kind of creepy. Not insanity loss creepy, just creepy. Just, normal creepy. Like liminal space creepy.
Hey, I have been in the woods and had that whole thing where, yes, you hear like a tree creak because of the breeze, like 2 miles away. And it's the only thing you can hear, even though there's literally a deer looking at you and walking across, the valley or whatever.
Stamping its hoof, about ready to charge. Gore you with its antlers.
Yeah.
Yeah. So how are you guys going to proceed? It is, all of you know that as soon as you go to open either of these doors, they're going to go. Like, there is no stealthing these doors open, because they're those ones that you have to turn the fucking handle.
Fair enough.
Because if they were going to make sure that any room could be sealed airtight, the med bay would be one of them.
Do these doors open inwards or outwards?
Yes, inwards. Any door on a ship opens inwards, unless it's one in the hallway. At which point, I believe they always open toward the stern.
I will take your word for it.
I am guessing. I think that's true, but it is at best a guess. Okay. But I do know that any door opening to an interior room opens inwards because you don't want it swinging out into the hallway because you block the hallway in almost in its entirety. And that's exactly what people need, is to be having to try to outrun the sinking ship only to run head first into a very, very heavy metal door.
I mean, to be
You
fair,
can't outrun the water, but you can't outrun concussion.
I could actually picture scenes where that would be highly beneficial. Like say you're the back end of the ship is sinking, so everything's like rolling down. If a door is opened to cover the hull, well, you're not going to roll all the way down the hull or slide all the way down. it's a very specific situation that would be beneficial. But yeah. I
Yeah,
get
but
it.
it's so niche that it's not worth taking
Yeah.
into account all the other situations where it'd be
Oh, yeah.
beneficial to not do that. But so yes, how will we proceed?
I mean,
I-
if Ross's guys are here, it's probably best to announce our presence.
Fair enough. Well, last little tidbit to give you guys all the information. As this is the med bay, there is an intercom next to both doors that is exclusive to the med bay. Basically, it's that thing of, when you're at like an apartment building, hit the buzzer, and somebody's got to hit it somewhere on the inside, and they can talk to you. Whether it's working or not, you have no idea.
And we can either try to reach out to Ross's guys, or we can wait to see if Nuwali shows up.
Well, either way, they're gonna, if they are considering who's on which side, and we say, Ross, are you there? Or if we say, Wally, are you there?
Or
And they're
saying
the
Ross.
opposite ones, we'll probably end
Nuwali
up
isn't
having
holed
a
up in the
fight.
medical bay. Ross isn't holed up in the medical.
Alright.
He is the aggressor in this situation. He is not the one bunking down, trying to hold a room.
Well, let's at least try to see who's in there.
That's a fair point. It's a little bit more information. It does not look like either door has been tried to force open.
Has been what?
It does not look like anybody has tried to force the door. Either door.
Fair enough. Alright. Well, Grover will walk over to the intercom. And he'll press the button and say, testing, 1, 2, 3. Anybody alive in there?
You do hear the telltale crackle, like usually, like in the internet, like apartment building where you hit it. There's that little crackle before you start talking to it. Talk into it, pull the button back. On the other side, yes, Dr. Chen is here.
Dr. Chen, are you alone?
No,
Do you have any wounded?
yes,
How many and what's the situation?
everybody but me. Well, and Ross, he's currently not here.
Were they hurt by Nuwali or by someone else?
Why would they be hurt by Nuwali?
Found one of their guys in the pantry who was shot up with a bunch of holes. Right now, our winning
Oh.
theory was Nuwali went on a rampage after learning something about Ross.
Oh, is that what they were? Was that what that spat was about? I wasn't paying attention. I was busy trying to save Miranda's life. That's unfortunate. After that whole thing, Ross said he needed to go somewhere, and I wasn't in a situation to stop him, or in a position to stop him. And poor Edgar. He said he was going to go to the pantry to find me some distilled water to help with everything that's going on in here. Oh, the poor boy.
So who hurt him?
Edgar? Oh, I think your
No,
supposition.
the guys in there.
Oh, they're suffering from the max hysteria that we were talking about, and they seem to have hurt themselves and each other.
Did we come in?
Sure. 1 minute. I did lock the door. Give me one second.
Of course.
And he opens the door. You hear, like, the... I don't know how you lock a door like this, but... Yeah, you hear the kink, and then the door handle twist, the door open. Ah, yes. Oh, Dr. Payne.
Yes.
I was wondering if you made it out.
So far.
Seems Nuwali's quest for blood is only limited toward us. Suppose that's good for everybody else involved. Oh, except for poor Edgar. That's a shame.
Like I said, we
Probably.
don't know for certain that it was Nuwali. There's some other force at play here, too. When we got to the bridge, all of Nuwali's guys were killed.
Oh, nice.
Yeah.
And not by each other.
Oh,
Yeah, you ever seen Event Horizon? Think that.
no, I don't watch that show.
Well, you're missing out.
So you say.
In any case, they were brutally murdered. It was quite gruesome. We think that's what sent Nuwali over the edge.
That's unfortunate. I don't think it could have been Ross. He was here with me until Nuwali came over the over the radio.
I don't think Ross would be capable of it either, but Nuwali doesn't seem to think so.
Huh.
So
Ideally,
why did Ross leave here?
I honestly, I'm not sure. I wasn't privy to the conversation he had with Nuwali, although it really wasn't much of a conversation. It was mostly just Nuwali yelling. I couldn't hear the majority of it. As I said, I was trying to save Miranda. He said something about has to find it first and then left. Honestly, again, I wasn't in a position to stop him or to just care about stopping him. I had others to attend to.
Anyone in critical condition? We don't have much, but we might be able to spare some supplies.
Yes, actually all of them. Well, critical but stable. If you guys would like to roll me a human real fast.
I'm gonna fail this.
I have not noticed the scalpel in his hand. Don't worry about it.
Yep. I expected it.
Oh, due to your exhaustion, humans is actually 0. You actually can't roll this because you literally can't succeed. That's unfortunate. Oh, Dr. Payne, you're looking a little tired. I can help you with that.
Not right now. We
But
got too many
when
other
would
things
be,
that are more important.
It would only take a minute, and when would be a better time? Clearly a madman running around.
He's probably offering you like a drug or an adrenaline shot or something,
Are
right?
Are you wanting to give me an adrenaline shot?
Oh no, that's far too short term.
What are you planning?
Proprietary blend.
I nudge her in the side and be like, "You spent half a week on this stuff already."
Oh no,
Fine.
completely different thing.
I nudge her in
very
the side. You spent half a week on the thing that he previously made.
Fine.
If you three would like, please step into the, I guess what would be a waiting room at this point.
Okay.
You guys don't see any of the other patients. This would be like, I guess, the closest thing to a reception you could have.
Right. Okay.
He's like, yes, very good. You guys step in, he goes, closes the door, locks it again. You two wait here, you know, doctor, patient, confidentiality and all that. Dr. Payne, please, with me.
Mm-hmm. I head with him.
I call after her. You do know you're allowed to say no.
So like we're in like a room and there's only like one door that leads further into the med bay, correct?
Yes.
Does he go to close that door after him and Payne?
Oh, yeah.
Grover will unfortunately follow him. So like this ain't exactly the time for patient confidentiality. I'm sure Megan will understand.
I understand.
Oh.
You can join.
To be fair, like the moment he goes to close that door, separating me and Grover from her, I'm stopping that door from being closed.
I appreciate it.
Oh, well,
But yeah.
very well. And you all don't know what you were expecting to see. I doubt it was this. When you get into the larger room, there are in fact 4 people who could easily be described as in condition. As one person has had the top of their head removed, and their brain is currently exposed with a... You don't know how this man has set this up with the equipment he has, or whether he was setting this up ahead of time. It doesn't matter, but there is a robotic hand pushing different parts of the person's brain, and a computer monitoring different electrical signals along the brain. Another person has had their extremities opened down to the muscle, and there are lots of copious notes were being taken at the time. and a couple of other very, very clearly unethical, immoral surgical experiments happening.
Okay. On seeing
that
this, I'm
note-
yeah. If she hasn't already, GTF the fuck away from that.
I
dude.
actually
That's like,
I
yeah.
head towards Grover.
Yeah, pull her back. The gun is out at the fucking medical guy. Be like, what in the fuck are you doing to these people?
I'm actually, yeah.
Oh, I'm saving them. They were all going hysterical.
Saving
I wasn't
them.
lying when I said they were
That
attacking each
dude
other.
got his brain out.
Yes, I have to figure out what parts of the brain are being hit by the hysteria in order to counteract it.
What next? Are you going to try and give every woman on the ship a hysterectomy because they've got being a woman disease?
What? No. What's wrong?
What's
You,
wrong with
currently.
you? This is ridiculous.
Grover will speak up. Moral quandaries aside, this isn't the pressing issue right now. Even if we intervene now, they'll die without Dr. Kendall supervising them.
See, a voice of reason.
As say-so as it might be, we have bigger fish to fry. I assume you're no longer interested in the adrenaline shot, Megan.
Absolutely. Let's go.
Alright.
It's not adrenaline proprietary blend. I wasn't going to subject you to this. You aren't attacking anyone. They were attacking each other.
In any case, it's your call, Megan, but make the call quickly. After
No.
you make a decision, or after
I've made the decision.
Wally and Ross.
We're going.
Yeah,
Alright.
well, that's very unfortunate, but I guess I can understand. No, I don't. I can't lie to you. I mean, I can, but
In any case, just keep him alive if you can, I guess. We probably talk about this again later, so we don't all die within the hour.
oh, will do. I mean, that's why I'm here.
Alright.
I can't.
Lock the
I
door
can't
once we
solve this-
leave.
Oh, will do. I can't save them if they die.
I
Karen?
can't save them.
Kieran, thank you. Grover, thank you.
And Kieran is now
Well,
contemplating taking a bunch of pictures, putting it in a flash drive, and chucking it off for a ship in a bottle.
How was I to know that this is what we were gonna see? He's clearly lost his mind.
Okay,
Yeah.
I
Be
get
fair,
it.
yeah, as we're stepping out, I am taking pictures of what the fuck.
Well, no,
in
this
fairness,
is
as
after
a-
we leave. He would not hear this.
In fairness, as a general observation, you guys basically have been mildly convinced that there is something up with Dr. Chen for quite a while now.
It was always weird, but I guess
And
I'm
never
not
around when
super.
shit was getting real.
I am disappointed but not surprised.
Fair enough.
Wait, to be the devil on people's shoulders as you guys are walking out, there is clearly a full bottle of ether sitting there and a nice little gauze rag next to it.
Are you making the suggestion that we ask him if this hanky smells like chloroform?
No, I'm making the suggestion that you could easily turn that into a Molotov.
I think a fire on the ship made of on the ship that does not run is the last thing we need right now.
I did say the devil on the shoulder. I never said it was a good idea. I'm just
That's
putting it in people's heads.
That said, on our way out, Grover will still swipe that.
Fair enough.
Could still be useful.
Fair enough. Dr. Chen doesn't seem to notice. He has gone back to the person that was going back to taking notes on the person that he's been examining the muscles of their extremities.
He will take the rag out and then hand the bottle of ether to Megan.
Thank you. I put it.
Okay,
No.
Yeah,
The
I
rag
think
was-
we need to-
The rag was next to the bottle, not in it.
Oh, okay.
Oh, wow.
Okay, fair enough. I thought it was already pre-made. It's like, damn, Dr. Chen does not intend on going peacefully into the night. He might as well fucking play himself up.
No. I was saying you guys could turn those two objects into Resident Evil style. I picked up two items. We combined.
No.
I pick up a piece of gauze in one hand, a bottle of ether in the other. I just kind of like smush them together. Woof, out of the cloud comes a Molotov already lit.
I mean, technically that is how you make a Molotov. You take a bottle, you
Yeah.
shove a you
Yeah.
take a bottle of alcohol, you put a rag in it. That is kind of slamming them together.
Yeah.
If there was one item in inventory combination or inventory management combination that would work, it would be Molotov.
Mm-hmm.
All right. Unfortunately, this puts us back, honestly, even worse than square one. We have no idea what Ross is looking for or what Nuwali you're looking for.
Well, in theory, we at
See,
least, in theory,
that-
we in quotes know that Ross is on his own.
Ross is on his own. Nuwali's on their own.
See that's the interesting thing.
Where are
As
they
this is the
at?
first time you guys have, the first time that you guys have heard gunfire of the ship that you guys didn't commit.
Oh, we heard gunfire?
Oh yeah.
You do now.
Oh,
We
What
hear-
direction does it sound like it might be coming from?
Down. You guys
Okay,
just happen
so
to be
I'm
by a
gonna go
stairwell
up.
leading down.
All right, I'm going up.
Fair. Okay.
Nah.
You guys hear the
Nah.
gunfire. You see you keep hearing go. Yes. I'm going the other way.
Yeah, exactly. I'm going to live. I'm standing there looking at the up and down sign. One says
It's
live,
like,
the other one
What was
says
that noise? I
die.
don't know, but it sounded like it came from over there. Okay, what are we gonna do? Go that way?
Yeah. No, I say it sounds like it came from over there, and I point one way. Everyone looks, and then when they look back to ask me what I think about something else, they just see me taking big fucking steps in the opposite direction.
well,
That's the only steps I'm taking in an emergency. Fucking big ones.
here's the thing. Gunfight ain't gonna last long. We go down there, see who's the winner, and reason with them.
Mhm.
If it's still ongoing, then we'll get a sit rep from whoever's present, whoever we run into first.
Okay.
Well, see that's the interesting thing. You heard like a small burst. You guys run down. You hear another small burst from further on. As you're following it, it is just a bunch of small bursts that keep going off, and you can see where bullets have hit the wall as you're following.
They're missing.
Well, the general thing is, right, we get there when the combat's over, or at least when the aggressor is out of ammo.
Are we continuing to follow the gunfire?
Yeah.
Yeah.
Actually, I will pull out my pistol and I'll fire a shot.
Why'd you do
Not
that?
at anyone, obviously.
No, I know.
But just,
Well, no, I was about to be like, okay, there's a ringing in everybody's ears now.
Why did you do that?
no, just
I know. That was a joke.
so that no one knows that we're following him. He might backtrack towards us.
Nothing seems to have changed.
Fair enough. Shot. Literally, I suppose.
And yes, I had to do the joke of you fired a gun, everybody's ears are ringing. I had to. But yes. So
I mean, to be
I'm going
fair, how many times do you see in like movies and stuff, somebody fires a gun in like a very tight hallway, or even better, in a fucking air vent? Like,
Yeah.
that is going to cause some major ear problems for you.
Yeah. Are we assuming you guys are following the gunfire? You follow
Yeah,
it for a
Grover will
good.
keep trying to follow.
Yeah.
You follow it for a good, solid like 60 to 90 seconds
Uh-huh.
before you guys get down to fuck it, I'm just gonna say it's deck 8,
Mhm.
which and into the passenger cargo. This is where they keep like large scale cargo, not just like people's clothes.
Right.
Yeah. Yeah, this is where King Kong would be tied up.
Yeah, there's actually like 2 cars in here as you guys are going through. You can hear a very, very heated conversation happening, but you're still a little too far away to get to make out the words.
Get closer.
Are you guys just all right? How are we approaching? Before I go
I'll get to like the edge of the door frame and see what I can hear from there before I announce my presence.
they seem to be like in the very, well, not the very back, but further back into the cargo room. You're going to have to enter it to get close enough to hear anything. This is a not large, but it is kind of a cavernous space, and there's a lot of obstructions.
All right. Grover will pull like a personal mirror and kind of peer around the corner before he exposes his head. Basically, expose his arm and hand before he goes in himself and risk getting shot.
You do see a couple of cars, and there's a lot of racks that have bigger, larger trunks, a couple of like actual wardrobes strapped down, lots of larger cargo. You don't see either of them. You know that they're further in.
All right.
Like for reference, if you look at the ship map, I am saying that like on I guess it would actually be deck 9. Sorry, not deck 8. Like the full back like quarter is this cargo space.
All right, so you're moving.
All right. Basically, like, before I go through the door, I gotta like plot like a course to like my first piece of cover, and then just make a beeline there, so that if they do see me, they have less time to make a shot on me. If they choose to
fair
do
enough.
so.
I was more going with like the general. Are you guys just like kind of walking up on them, or are we stealthing?
I am moving cover to cover.
Cover to cover.
Write that up as stealth. Dr. Megan, remember you're currently suffering a -20 from exhaustion.
Yeah.
And I did tell you that you could take, there is adrenaline shots in your first aid kit that will temporarily remove the exhausted condition. Just remember it comes with a downside when that, when the shot fades.
Which is why I haven't taken it.
I know, I just, you were running toward gunfire.
Mm-hmm.
That's the only reason I'm bringing it up again.
I'm not a stealthy guy. I'm just focusing on this personally.
Fine.
Okay. So if we're going cover to cover and focus more on speed, all right. So that's what you're doing. I'll actually do this on a person-to-person. Kieran.
Essentially the same thing, just like, yeah. I'm not exactly attempting to be stealthy. I'm just not trying to like run in and body check every piece of cover as I move to it.
I will like. Are they? Was it yelling, or is there still gunfire going on?
There was gunfire basically kind of like when you were about to enter, and then it turned into just yelling.
A useful question to ask. From what we can hear, like obviously we can't actually make out the words just yet, but does it sound like it's Nuwali and Ross?
Yes.
I had a feeling.
Okay.
But just wanted to double check.
In this case, for myself, due to the fact that my stealth is 10, and it's probably 0 anyway, I am.
To be fair,
take...
I would like to point out that neither myself nor Grover have rolled stealth.
True. Looking at my list, it's gonna come to a point where I will have to take that adrenaline shot.
Yeah, I know.
Yeah. So I
Right,
will be
but,
preparing the adrenaline shot, but not taking it yet.
But how are you approaching? Are you like basically doing something similar to Grover and Kieran?
Yes, I'm keeping in cover.
Okay, so I'm going to. Do any of you have military science land?
Nope.
No,
Of course you don't.
because you
Damn.
kept us on a ship, so I didn't think that was going to be the case.
I am Navy men.
I knew you did. I wasn't sure what the others did. Okay, so I'll give you the choice between athletics or survival. I am counting survival as in the I know how to survive a gunfight using cover. Technically, that's not what it's used for. No, because it's not you trying to be alert to what's going on.
Okay. I mean, it's still better than the 10 I would have been rolling, but I would have succeeded with stealth too. What the fuck? We're cracked.
It's sometimes it be that way.
Sometimes you just roll your 6%.
Yeah. Wait, it's
Wait,
not
what-
like you're an
what-
unathletic dude.
Are we rolling athletics?
Or survival.
I am. I
Well,
was succeeded for survival, but it would have been a much harder roll for me.
God damn it. I probably have just body checked into 4T and a Model T.
I mean, I'm taking all of your rolls into account before we get through this.
Damn.
It's alright, we got one dude who's like really good at athletics and then a dude and a dudette that both suck.
Well, here's the thing. Here's what I didn't
would
tell
have
you.
survived it.
Here's the thing. You guys are trying to run up on two people who are actively having a very, very loud yelling match.
Mm-hmm.
So Kieran, you actually succeeded.
Yeah.
They're making you still fail. I applied a +10 bonus
Yeah.
just due to environmental.
Yeah.
Oh
factors.
well.
As you guys get close enough, it is very much Nuwali. You guys see Nuwali pointing his rifle, and currently starting to reload it, pointing it at a large collection of crates, and you can tell Ross is behind them as he's yelling, as they begin yelling, and you hear Nuwali start to yell, "Oh, I finally found you, and you're cornered, you little."
Adrenaline shot.
Okay.
I'm gonna have
Go ahead and
to.
take the
Yeah.
go ahead and take the exhausting condition off yourself.
Okay.
I know what you're looking for. I know. That I don't know who he is. That dude in the suit told me what you were looking for. And he told me if I find you and whatever you're looking for, and that thing you're looking for, if I give it to him, then he'll let me have you. And he'll let everybody else get off the ship.
Okay,
You're going to die.
I would like to point out to all the other players that he's had more than enough time to reload any gun in existence.
Oh, he's doing it very slowly, as kind of like making a point.
Mhm.
Like you guys hear the mag hit the floor. He very, very, fuck word.
Yeah, he's like drawing everything out for dramatic reasons.
Yeah, like you hear him slowly pull back the Velcro on the belt where he's got the clip at. Like doing everything he can to make it as loud as possible. Slamming the mag in as loud as possible. Clicking it, pulling back the receiver. Let's just come out. Hand me the book. It'll be good. Well, you won't be, but everybody else will be. You really gonna put your life above everybody else's?
Grover will call at this point, basically calling out to Security Chief Nuwali, Grover Manning, may I approach?
Oh, Ross, look at this. You're alone and I'm not. That's hilarious. Yeah, sure.
Grover will approach, still making sure to just cover between the two of us, but opening up dialogue.
I mean, he hasn't turned to face
Oh,
you.
fair enough. Fair enough. When you're explaining what happened on the radio, our comms broke. Give us a set rep.
Sure, I'd love to. Remember when I said this guy was here for something other than finding the ship? That's right.
Yeah.
What is it?
He's looking for some goddamn fucking book.
A book?
Ross be like, grimoire, not book.
What, like some magic shit?
To be reductive about it, sure.
Why?
They will hear
It's a fucking grimoire.
They will hear a random sigh from behind a box as a certain Scottish guy is like, "Oh my god, it's the same fucking thing. It's fucking full of pages."
Grover will... Oh, go ahead.
No, not same thing, Kieran. Big difference. Don't expect you to understand.
Is it worth your life?
Yes.
Is it
I wouldn't
worth
be here if it wasn't.
everybody else's life on this ship?
Yeah, it depends what I get out of it. Okay, I wasn't expecting, a bunch of people start dying. Wasn't my point. I fully intended to get this ship back and do everything I said I would do in your contract, as well as up to and including paying you.
Nuwali, the guy in the suit. Is he what happened to the bridge?
What are you talking about? What happened on the bridge?
Someone
no.
or some... I mean, I'll tell him.
I
someone
want,
or...
I will actually break cover and like head out to where Grover is. I will offer you the camera if you want to show him pictures.
He doesn't. I don't know. When we went up the bridge, we fixed the engines and we're getting ready to steer the ship towards land. We found all of your men dead.
And it wasn't exactly at this point that you noticed, but it's like it finally clicks in your brains. He doesn't have the steering wheel on him. He'd have to have it strapped to him.
Oh yeah.
Where's the steering wheel?
The entity in the suit probably took it.
Well then,
I thought you guys had it. It wasn't there when they. Wait, what do you mean everybody's dead?
not everybody,
man-
but right now.
Well, everyone on the security team is dead. We went up to the bridge. We found a gruesome scene of gore. We thought that that's what triggered you to go after Ross.
Oh, I knew he was fucking lying. And I needed him to pay. I told them to lock the doors and not let anybody in but me or the captain.
You mentioned someone in a suit, right?
Yeah, that fucking guy, you crazy one, the doctor was describing.
He is the enemy. You cannot trust anything he says. He is likely the one who took the steering wheel and killed your men. He's trying to pit all three of us against one another.
Alright, be that as it may. Ross is still also the enemy. We gotta sign it up. I'm not saying we give the book that he has. Grimoire, fuck you!
Grimoire, wherever it is, should be destroyed as far as I'm concerned. If it
Yeah.
is what
Agreed.
we're really saying it is.
Alright.
But hold on, I got a question, and I'll shout over to Ross. What do you get out of this?
I don't know. I haven't had a chance to fucking read it yet.
Do you have it on you?
Yes!
Alright.
Why I was in this... Why I was coming here.
Ross, I realize you live a privileged life and you're used to getting everything you want. This is one situation where you need to be the better man. You need to destroy that book right now.
I don't think I can.
Why
Why
not?
not?
No, I mean that in a literal, like, I don't
you
think
don't
I have
think-
the ability to.
Yeah, you don't think you can? Why?
Okay.
Like,
It's very
Maybe-
hard to destroy a grimoire, which is why I'm trying to tell you there's a vast difference between grimoire and book.
fair enough. In any case, can we all agree that this grimoire or book or tome or whatever you want to call it cannot fall into the hands of the suit, the entity in the suit?
Well, I agree with
Yeah,
that.
absolutely.
Nuwali, would you be open to a temporary alliance?
Not with him.
Temporary truce.
Ross
how's
is
about-
duplicitous. He lied to us. He endangered all of us recklessly. But ultimately, we're all on the same side against whatever is fucking with us right now.
Yeah, like, what? How was I supposed to know that there'd just be like something on the ship that was gonna start eating?
I'm gonna call over as he's saying that to just be like, "Shut the fuck up!" And then look at Nuwali. How's about a ceasefire?
I mean, I'm not shooting him right now.
Ross,
If
may I
he
come
would-
over behind your cover to look at this grimoire that you're talking about?
I guess.
Why would you do
I'll
that?
like exactly stop you.
Why would you do that?
Grover will approach.
And you see Ross clutching a book, would be putting it mildly, to his chest, as this thing is probably 18 inches by 10 inches wide. It's massive.
How did you learn about this?
So remember what I said? My grandfather was the comms officer on the ship.
Yes.
Yeah. So back before the ship went out of port, there was a. I'm not really up on the old terms, but it was basically somebody that paid him to get the manifest, and it was a lot of money. So he agreed to it, and kind of, he gave him the manifest, but he kind of overheard what they were looking for, and wrote about it in a journal. I mean, like, he was like, basically he didn't really care, because he's like, he didn't give a shit about some dudes looking for a random book, especially not when they paid him $100 grand. This was back in 1950.
Huh.
To get the manifest. He was like, I got more out of that deal than they probably will. So he just, didn't say anything about it. And, my dad didn't care, but I grew up reading my grandfather's journals about being out at sea and some of the other things. And eventually I pieced together that this book they were looking for, because I saw the manifest, and grandfather kept a copy of it just in case they tried to do something. I don't know why he thought that was going to help, but not the point. And I eventually pieced together that this was what they were looking for.
So, do you practice magic? Is that why you're always? Is that why you're always gone and appear randomly and suddenly?
Oh no, that's because of this. And he pulls out a talisman thing. It means I only gotta sleep like half hour.
I'll be real. I don't know if I can convince Nuwali to spare you long term, but your only chance to get out of this alive is to give me that book. I'll do what I can to dissuade Nuwali from killing you, because I do earnestly believe that all three of us need to work together to get off this ship.
Well,
There's one
that's the
three
thing.
of us.
If whatever this entity thing is, and okay, I've seen it only in so much that I have seen it around other people. It hasn't actually approached me, and that's the other thing that this amulet does. Well, not the amulet. Some things that I know. I've warded myself against things like that. I didn't think it would work. I honestly didn't think most of it was real. Apparently it works.
Could you do it for the rest of us?
No. I have neither the time nor materials, fortunately. Well, I have the time. I don't have the materials.
So basically, if one of us takes the book, then the entity can just come over and take it from us, is what you're saying.
I mean, if the entity has been here the whole time, why does it want the book? It could have taken it whenever it wanted. It's not like it was hidden. It was sitting on a shelf. He points over, you can see like a large area where, clearly something has been removed from the dust. It's just sitting there, out in the open. It wasn't hidden.
Well, he's a ghost. He can't interact with physical objects.
I don't think he's a ghost.
What
Don't
do
know
you
what
think?
he is, but he's not a ghost. Okay. Ghosts don't have an ego. They don't have emotions. Well, I mean, they do, but only one. I don't have time to go through all this. Ghosts are echoes of the people they used to be. They're not like
They're not
like you and I.
self-thinking.
Yes,
Got it.
this thing clearly is.
Is there anything like that you can think of that is a sentient apparition?
I mean, there's a million one things. I don't know enough about what it can do or what it is. And this is when you hear a voice in another part of the Carter thing. Yeah, that would make sense. I don't really... You all finding out what I am is very tricky indeed. And the man in the suit walks out from around a shelving unit. Another cigarette, same type. Oh, well, you were very close.
He's not sparking up a fucking White Triangle brand or anything, is he?
I'm not naming any brands because I don't know. It looks self-rolled, so no.
Oh, damn. That'd be hilarious if you got that. That's an Elevate reference.
Nuwali, you were so very close to getting what you wanted. Hendricks dead. Just had to draw it out, didn't you? That was unfortunate.
Yeah, I'm gonna look over at this guy and just be like, so you're some kind of, for want of a more accurate term, eldritch entity which is bound by a set of rules that you can't break, but you're trying to get around them by having us, or one of us, get that book, right?
No.
How many
I don't
games do
believe
you
you.
play?
Oh,
As many as I want to not be bored.
I'm not
To be
talking
fair-
to you, I was talking to Kieran, but
Oh,
for you...
yeah, my answer is all of them.
no. The
I'm a
book,
journalist with a lot of spare time.
that book, sheer coincidence. That is on me. I don't care. I knew
don't
Ross
believe
did.
you.
I don't care what you believe. I knew Ross wanted it, and I knew Nuwali wanted Ross. This is all just to pit them against each other, because it makes it taste so much better.
Why give up the gag then? They're still clear opposed. Could have waited a
Yeah.
while. They might still kill each other.
No, you were clearly winning the art. You were clearly winning it, which was unfortunate. This is unfortunate for me. Well, mildly inconvenient. I guess.
Grover will look over at Ross. Come on, let's go.
Yeah, that's not gonna happen. And you go, and the one of the shelving units goes and cuts you off.
So you can manipulate physical objects.
I could do a lot more than that. Yeah. You are all very unfortunate souls.
First one time I've been told that.
Kieran, you were right on two aspects. I'm not from here. You meaning your world. And I am bound here. That has nothing to do about rules. It's nothing to do about that book. The unfortunate truth for you is you were guided here and buttered up in a way to be my meal. Because I am a prisoner. And this ship is my cell. You were effectively hand-delivered on a cart for me to eat by my jailers.
Grover kind of glanced down at Ross.
Oh no, he had nothing to do with it. He knew nothing about it. Don't worry about it. All he wanted was the book. That was true, by the way. He knew about the book and wanted it. And by the way, that grimoire, not as real as you think it is. It's got a few things in it that are approaching correctness. But like everything that involves you humans, your egos got in the way. So I guess, this is your point of being coy. There's only one way out of this. The jailers won't let you get back to them. That's not going to happen. You will.
Who are your jailers?
I have beings from beyond the veil. It can give you a name that you won't know.
Why were you imprisoned?
For crimes against them, not you. In all honesty, I don't like eating humans. You guys don't taste it correctly. But I take what I get when I'm hungry.
Well, you said there's only one way we get out of here?
Yeah,
Listen to what
that
you
is,
had to say.
and that would be death. At least that's what they think. you would run around this ship for as long as you think you can find a path forward. And this is when you hear the engines cut off. And there those go.
All right.
We take the
So,
wheel.
supposing, just on the assumption here that maybe we are collectively against being dead.
Yeah, it sounds about right for humans.
Yeah. Is there potentially some way that I mean, I'm just going to come out and say it. Is there some way that we could assist you that would make you disinclined to murder the fuck out of us, regardless of what happens afterwards, that makes you not a threat to us?
Yes, that's what I was going to approach you about. Because
Mhm.
normally, when a group gets here, it's only 4, 7, 9, very small number. There were 55 of you, and I've gone through. Well, let's just say I've gorged myself. And honestly, I think the jailers were trying to dissuade you from coming here. I believe you were experiencing hallucinations before you got here. Yeah, it was them trying to warn you away. Apparently, humans are going to human. That's how the phrase goes. Yes.
Close enough.
Yeah, close enough.
But
Sorry, I
before,
don't like that. Humans gonna human.
before we go further, one part of that book that is correct. So let's turn to page 267. And unless somebody stops him, Ross will actually open that book to page 267.
Oh.
Like you hear it thunk onto the floor.
I just kind of glance over towards to see what's happening.
Oh, Ross still hasn't come out from behind the crate. He still doesn't trust the law.
Oh, that's fair.
He's like, Mr. Hendrick, would you be so kind as to read what that particular page does, or what the contents of that page are supposed to do? It takes a couple of seconds. You can see the guy, the man in the suit, take a drag of a cigarette. Good day now, Mr. Hendricks. You're supposed to be good at this.
Grover like peek around and see what's going on.
He's reading the book, and he's like scratching his head. And he's like, 1 second, like this is my first grimoire, okay? Most of the other things are just random Wiccan shit I found on the internet. Give me a minute.
Was it not in English?
No.
Does it look to Grover like it might be Greenlandic?
No.
Damn. I was hoping my language would come in handy.
Wait, those zombies. Was that also the work of these jailers then?
Yes. They were hoping that if enough of you got it, I would wager they were hoping if enough of you got injured, you'd turn around. But again, human gonna human.
But now that we're here, they can't let us leave.
No. Because then you'd go and tell other people about it, and more people would try to get here. Eventually they would be found out. Ross, you done? He's like, yeah, okay. This thing is supposedly some type of protective ward that keeps people from listening in from the outside or something like that. Spying on you. Scrying, that's the thing. Anti-scrying bubble thing. Close enough, I guess. Before I describe my plan, I need Mr. Hendricks to read that particular page.
What, they won't just take action as soon as they lose contact of you?
I've been here for a long time, grown a little too complacent. But we do need to do this quickly before they decide to check the cameras, as it were. And this is another part that if nobody stops him, Ross is going to shrug and start reading out from the page.
Grover, aggravated, doesn't see another option, so he'll let him do it.
All right. After about after about 2 minutes of Ross being like, "Fuck," starting over, "Damn it," starting over, "Fuck," starting over, He eventually gets it right. And you guys do feel like being on an airplane when the cabin seals.
Oh, like that weird sort of air pressure thing.
Yeah.
You get the almost but not quite ear pop.
Yep. Oh, good. You're not entirely useless. Okay, so we have a very short amount of time before they get very suspicious. So I have a way for you guys. I have a way to access the control room. You guys go there, free me. I go back to where I came from, and you guys can take this ship wherever you want.
Okay.
Let's do afterwards.
They'll be far too concerned with trying to get me back to deal have anything to do with you. Honestly, if I'm not here, they don't care what you do. Most of your world isn't going to believe you anyway.
Yeah, I mean, I kind of turn to the others and be like, yeah, I mean, how many times you hear about crackpot journalists?
Oh, okay.
I've been called crazy on this ship.
You know what? I'll be 100% transparency so that we can approach some minimal level of trust. You can try and fight me. It's happened before. Some bulky group manages to quote-unquote put me down. You won't kill me. Honestly, you can't. You'll just put me to sleep. But then I'll still be here, still eating your people every 3 or so years. And you'll go back and be treated like madmen. Do what I want, you survive, you take the ship back, Ross Hendricks pays you, and all of a sudden you're madmen with money, and suddenly you being crazy doesn't.
What if we sink the ship?
They'll
Put
just
it on the
raise
bottom
it
of the ocean.
They'll just raise it again. Not the first person, people that have done it. Won't be the last.
Where are
Well,
you from?
you could be the. Does it matter?
Yeah, I kind of glance back and like I kind of doubt that any answer, and I make air quotes, he gives us is not going to matter.
You know what, Dr. Pagan? I can show you. I don't think you'll like it.
I highly recommend you do not take that offer.
No.
Very wise choice. And I only look like this because I don't need you all huddling in a corner trying to wave a torch at me.
Do you eat the emotions? Is that what you eat?
No, think of those more like a marinade. I eat your souls.
The soul?
Yeah, basically. See, this is where we bump into the thing of your people just don't have the proper understanding to deal with what I do, what I am, how I survive.
The only way you survive is by killing the other sentient life forms?
I mean, isn't that not what you guys do?
What's the difference between killing animals and killing intelligent life?
My intelligence is so far above yours, you might as well be a cat.
It's a faulty comparison, you know it. We can't have a conversation with cows, you're having a conversation with us.
Just because you can't have a conversation with cow doesn't mean that there's not a way to do it. You just haven't realized it yet.
Is that why they locked you up here? Were you eating the same people as your jailers?
Yes, they are in fact far, far, far more of a delicacy for my people. So all of my crimes have nothing to do with your people. In fact, if it wasn't for me being here and my jailers basically hand-feeding you to me, I wouldn't be doing anything to you. See the point? It doesn't do anything for me. The sustenance, air quotes, I get from your people on the ship is basically enough to keep me from going into a very... They don't want me doing that for a bunch of reasons I don't want them to. Because effectively, I only have to eat
A bare minimum.
eating you gives me a bare minimum to keep me from going in state of hibernation. If they don't want me doing that for a bunch of reasons I don't need to go into, because honestly they don't matter.
Why not just let you starve?
Because it will have the opposite effect of what they want. They want to keep me here and keep me weak. And keeping me barely fed keeps me far weaker than letting me go in hibernation.
Then
Like
why
I
do
said,
you people? Isn't that your choice to consume?
Yes, but have you ever been so ravenous that the first thing in front of you, you just jump on?
Enough. Suppose it's hard to restrain yourself when food is right in front of you.
Yes, and luckily for me, you have provided me a large enough meal that I am able to have a salient conversation with. It's very unfortunate, and I don't like that that's how it had to happen, but that's how it happened. I, for one, I actually like your people. One day, you will become a power race amongst the other worlds. But you're not there yet.
And then will be worth you eating in the future.
No, honestly, you're gonna taste bad no matter what. It all comes down to taste, not your capacity. At least for me and my people. There's others out there that'll eat you based on capacity. Honestly, I don't like them either.
You know, I gotta be honest. I'm liking this idea. Now just to double check this, we go along with your plan. We specifically do not die and are capable of leaving here with at least the potential of not being dead in the future, barring natural causes.
If you're asking whether or not me or the jailers are going to kill you,
Pretty much.
well, if you let me out, the jailers won't be an issue for you. Or at least any of the ones that survive you getting control.
Okay, fair enough.
Okay, well, you're gonna allow us to the control room. Where's the wheel?
Oh, once we finish all of this, I can make it so this ship will get back to it. The wheel doesn't exist. Never has.
What?
To
What's
be
one
fair,
way to
that
keep-
makes sense.
Yeah, there's one way to keep this ship from going anywhere. Keep it stuck in the tidal drifts. Without a wheel, you can't control where the ship goes, and based off of the oceanic currents that I have been subjected to for the past, who cares, this ship will never make it to land on its own. Ever. It'll drift endlessly in a giant circle, for lack of a better shape term. And this ship
Have Ross
has
and... Oh, sorry, go ahead.
This ship, make no doubt, has existed for centuries, in one form or another. The design they change the design every couple of decades to match what a ghost ship from 70, 80, whatever years ago is. At one point, this was a 3-masted sloop.
So the real prize falls on the bottom of the ocean somewhere. This is just a facsimile.
Yes to the second part, no to the first one. The real prize fall is no longer on this planet.
Oh, they do.
Yes.
Guess it'd be awkward if it was dredged up.
Yes, exactly.
Have Nuwali and Ross has been kind of silent this whole time, I take it?
When the focus shifted back to talking to the man in the suit, Ross went back to reading the book in different pages. There's a very singular focus in this man's mind, it seems. And Nuwali, while he has been showing excellent trigger discipline, as a soldier should, he has not dropped it from pointing at Ross.
Oh, well, he's covered, but fair enough.
I mean, To be fair, it's a few crates, and there is a decent chance. Well, I shouldn't say decent chance, but there is a
You can
chance
shoot
that they'll
through
just
the
empty
wooden
the clip.
crates.
Yeah.
That's fair. That's fair. All right. Well, those two are fixated on other things.
Yes. There's the unfortunate thing of actually a few of you. Your, please forgive the use of this term, marinades are very strong. Nuwali, Hendricks, the, even by my standards, creepy Dr. Chen. Your captain and first mates, the engineering doctor, you three, and the very angry one.
Oh, Max.
Yeah.
I was about to say, in fairness, that could also apply to security chief.
Yeah, but he said Nuwali by name.
Yeah.
Fair.
Referring to the other two who are in this decision making, you think you two could live with yourselves afterwards?
Releasing some kind of eldritch entity to fuck off and do whatever they want to do whilst we all survive, potentially make it home and become insanely rich so that we can buy our own happiness. Yeah?
We survive. Someone else pays the price. He'll leave here. He'll kill people. He'll consume people. More than he's doing right now on the ship.
Well,
Might not be our race, but it's still people.
I mean, to be fair, we've been sending signals for generations, well, not quite generations, but decades. And no one has seen fit to contact us back, so yeah, fuck them.
The man, the Sue will actually laugh like that. That's funny. I'm sorry, when I said planet, I didn't mean out in your universe. But
What about you, Megan? You want to condemn others to die for your own life?
I can't see why.
To be fair, here's maybe an argument that might be easier to comprehend. Let's say a bus randomly drives off a bridge in China and the 80 people on that bus all die. Do you care?
No.
No.
People die every day. But these would be
Exactly.
people dying of our direct action of releasing this person or entity. It's different.
I mean, the exact same thing could be said about the prison service releasing someone who goes on to commit mass murder.
I don't know if I could, I don't think I could live with myself if Chad ended up continuing.
I mean,
Wait, who the fuck's talking about Chen?
Chen is not of his own right mind right now. No one else on the ship is other than us, seemingly.
if you want, I can just go and deal with him right now. Well, I mean, when we're done having this conversation. I'll do that for free if you want.
Oh, quick question, just for like so that everyone's on the same page. What do you mean by marinades being strong? Is that a positive or a negative?
Positive for me, negative for you.
It's clouding their judgment, making them act irrational, doing things they wouldn't normally
Right.
do.
I guess. People with
Removing their inhibitions.
okay, when I say marinade, like her, he points over to Dr. Payne, her assertion that I was feeding on emotions wasn't completely off the mark. You, for the most part, the ones I have named, you have a, what's the word? It's a human word. You lean towards specific, some of you would call them sins. That's very not what I'm talking about. Like Nuwali leans toward paranoia. It's a very sour or a very bitter taste, but it's, when prepared right, it's very, very nice. Hendricks, obsession. Max, the angry one, wrath, or anger. Dr. Chen, also, also obsession in a way. The esteemed Dr. Boucher, believe it or not, lust.
Which one was Boucher?
The engineering lead. And your captain, shame. First mate, pride.
Seems fair.
And I think I'll leave the three of you to think about yourselves. These color coats seep into and marinate what I eat from you. It changes the taste. The stronger people lean toward those particular emotions, scenes, whatever word you want to apply to them, the more I like it. Oh, there was one that was also an extreme paranoia, and you put a bullet in his head, which fortunately meant I got very little out of him. But I'm not mad at you for that.
Yeah, Theodore. That was a shame, I kinda liked him.
Oh, I was gonna like him too, but... oh well. I will say, you are unfortunately running out of time, and if this is a moral quandary that you are running into, whatever you decide, I'm going to remain. I'm going to continue eating you.
There's you eating a few humans every 3 years and eating whatever genocidal amount of entities elsewhere when you're released. Just because I don't see those people die doesn't mean they're not suffering because of my actions.
Part of me wants to give him what he wants.
I understand your point. And it used to be every 3 years, and it still is to a point. But with the way your technology is advancing, that time frame is going to be shrinking.
Then eventually this prison of yours will become unfeasible or untenable.
At which point they may come up with something worse. I'm getting to what I'm getting at is your actions are going to lead to somebody's death.
Well, no, they're your actions, to be clear.
Well,
I'm not forcing you to kill people.
Well, to my understanding, our actions currently are what determine if, you know, again, air quotes, he remains here consuming people or leaves.
Reductively, we're choosing between two evils. We could choose the greater evil and survive, or choose a lesser evil and go down with the proverbial ship.
That doesn't stop it from happening
Oh,
a few
fuck
years
that.
from
The
now.
lesser evil is he fucks up.
Also, note that I am not forcing all of you to take the same decision. Kieran, Megan, if you think freeing me is the acceptable course, then I will lead you to the control room. And me and Mr. Manning can have a greater conversation on morality.
I mean, to be fair, call it egotistical, call it base desires, whatever the fuck you want. You ain't gonna shame me into basically figuring that for me personally, the best future is the one that I'm in.
I'm not shaming you. I'm just...
Oh yeah, no, I'm not saying that to him. I'm saying this like to the rest of the group. I mean, basically, I'm siding with him currently. An argument has not been made that sees me not siding with the take the easy option and potentially get paid.
I am really... I'm considering the people that are on the ship. And I want to protect all of them. Except for one, who's gone beyond his craziness.
Like I said, I'll take that one for free. Unfortunately, I'm going to have to take the fort with him because they simply can't survive. No. This is not a... This is a literally, they will not survive.
That is on mercy for what he's already done to them.
Yes.
And when I say he, I'm not talking like I'll point at Man in Red. I'm not talking about him. I'm talking about fucking Chen.
Yeah.
I don't know why you do that.
If you decide I'll go along with it. Ultimately, I've already lived a long life. I only got a few years left anyway, so it's not fair for me to take the decision in my own hands.
I honestly think that we should accept it. We should
Well,
let him go for at least to get people on Earth from not having to deal with him anymore.
very well. Lose this control room then.
Oh, they're excellent. Okay. So
Are
take
you
it
willing to talk resistance?
We signed the deal.
absolutely. Absolutely. We're going to choose. Oh, actually, speaking of that, Dr. Bacon, you probably won't survive in your current state. And Dr. Bacon, you feel the adrenaline leave your system, feel like you're about to collapse, and then you feel reinvigorated. And go ahead and move yourself to max hit points to remove the exhausting condition.
Oh.
You're gonna need your strength.
Okay.
So
Thank you.
once you don't want to thank me when you realize where that came from.
This is gonna end so badly. It's gonna be amazing.
Probably.
So, Mr. Hendricks, go ahead and drop the bubble, and I will open the doorway for you guys to go to the control room. And before you start thinking, if I have this way to open the control room, why haven't I done it? Because I simply haven't been lucid enough to do it. And it took me a good century and change to actually figure out I could do it. But anyway, beside the point. So Ross drops the bubble, and the man in the suit simply walks over to a large, upright standing crate, and goes and opens the side of it like it's a door, and there's just a blinding white light. As soon as you step through this, they will know you're there, and they will be trying to stop you.
Okay.
Now, you will be stepping directly into the control room, and all you need to do is hit a button marked... Oh, right, you don't speak that language. He goes and rips off a piece of paper from a nearby crate, and on the back... I'm not even going to try to describe this language because I don't have a means to do it. But he writes what looks like a word. Like, find a console that has this on it, and hit the button marked with this.
This is one of these languages that probably isn't meant to be spoken with vocal cords.
You hit that, I will be free, and I will ensure that you make it out of the control room alive.
Alright.
Any idea on how many enemies there'll be?
Oh, absolutely not. I haven't been there since they sent me there. Although I'd imagine with the lax security that I've been noticing, not as many as there used to be. I still can't give you a number, unfortunately.
Will bullets work? Or are they like you when
Oh,
those
yes.
go through?
Oh, no, if you were to shoot me now, it would hurt very much. That was just a projection. This is me in physical form. Well, a representation of my physical form. And like he actually goes and like puts a hand on Dr. Megan's shoulder. Yes, I am actually here this time.
I suppose that's the other side, the other possibility. We could try putting him down now. If we don't kill him, we'll go to sleep for a few years. Because I was trying to get the ship on shore ourselves, despite what these jailers do.
Oh, no. See, I told you what would have you do that. If you manage to put me in hibernation, the jailers get an alert and they will put you back on shore. The problem is they will ensure that you are put in insane asylums for the rest of your life.
What do you mean?
Yeah, your people aren't exactly known for leaving. You say, oh, there was a monstrous entity on a ship out at sea eating all of my friends.
Well, they're
Doesn't
still
sound like
gonna
that
try to
happened.
do that, but if we say nothing,
Oh, come on.
What?
If we say nothing.
if we say nothing,
Here's the thing, Dr. Bacon. If you guys attempt to do this, I will make sure it will ensure that Dr. Chen gets back to shore and continues doing what he's doing.
you'll make sure that Dr. Chen gets.
As soon as you step through this door, I will make sure that he is dealt with.
Dealing with him isn't exactly a difficult order. We could do it ourselves if we wanted to.
True.
Not
Unless
exactly a bargaining tip.
No, as soon as I go unconscious, then you follow suit. Make no mistake, unless you go through this door now, you don't leave this cargo room until you are back on shore or dead.
Is this door like actually in the wall, or is it a floating doorway of light?
What about the rest of the people here?
I have no reason to kill them.
So they will
I'm
be able to go free
stated.
too?
Yes, it's part of the deal. If you guys would like to attempt to see if this thing is lying, I need you to go ahead and roll unnatural and have fun with that small number.
Yeah?
Damn it! That would have been amazing if that worked.
And it did work.
I could roll one.
Sure, you can.
I did not roll one.
That would have been absolutely amazing.
It would have been amazing.
Yep, so you guys will have to go based off what he's saying and your guys' own personal beliefs.
Yeah.
And to answer your question, picture like a crate that would be roughly door size. You know, that like you would
Right.
haul a statue in. He's basically opened the side of it like it was a door, and there's just like shining white light up.
Mm. Yeah, I mean, I'm not going to admit to potentially listening to the Alan Wake 2 soundtrack right now, but you know.
Like again, you guys don't have to make the same choice. Like Kieran, if you'd be like, I'm not listening to these two guys, you can walk through the door right now.
I mean, I am going to
He
head
can't-
over to the door.
He's not going to be able to press that button by himself.
That's up to him, man. Like when it comes to modules and shorter things like this, where we're not doing long-term characters, I will run with whatever decisions you and just have
Yeah.
a lot more open.
I understand. It's like, even in character, where it's like, I mean, whatever choice we make, even if you're going to let us do different choices, either choice was also a fight. It's like it's survival, so we all pick the same thing.
Yeah, because look, to be fair, right? At the end of the day, and like this is in character. At the end of the day, he's not actively pulling people here. Now,
Sure.
admittedly, I am going based on I'm taking him at his word. He is not the one actively bringing people here. Who, you know, jailers, fucking SCP Foundation, whatever the fuck you want to call it. They're the ones responsible for all of this.
I mean, that's fine, but are you to be held responsible for what our prison wardens do?
What do you mean, our prison wardens?
America runs prisons pretty shitty too. Doesn't mean you should be judged for what they do.
That's alright, I don't live in the States.
The man in the suit is like, his point stands. You have prisons all over the planet that have varying degrees of atrocities being committed.
He's gonna go out. He's not gonna just kill the jailers. He's gonna kill everyone. Well, everyone he finds or wants to.
I think you're extrapolating what I plan to do after this to a very extreme.
I know you
I mean,
can
to be
eat.
fair, I'm also taking the assumption here that like our race entering like what you called the the fucking galactic community, whatever the hell you want to call it. That's like millennia from now, or at least like several centuries. I'm at least going to be dead prior to that.
He's like, oh, I like him. I like that thing.
Kind of
Look,
like that IRL. Like I cannot be held responsible for something that might happen in 500 years because I'm gonna be dead as hell by that point. I won't
Well,
care.
All I care about is the people I'm protecting right now.
Well,
Yes,
I'm gonna
yes,
be the
sir.
pragmatic one as well.
So, I walk.
Killing this one guy is gonna be a lot easier than doing whoever's on the other side of that door.
You know what? Are you gonna
That's
go
a
through the door?
very
or not?
bold assumption.
Well, they're strong enough here. Yeah, that's the reason they're stronger than you.
The person that made this is stronger than you. The ones on the other side are not the ones that made this. The ones watching the monitors. Because you operate a computer, does that mean you know the exact way to all of its internal functions, how to make it, how to improve it?
Not necessarily, but I'd rather deal with the engineer that made the prison rather than a bunch of people with guns that guard it anyway.
Oh, another bold assumption. It's fun that you think I am the worst thing out.
I don't think you're the worst thing out there, but you're the worst thing in front of me right now.
Debatable. As he kind of looks over your shoulder to where Nuwali is still pointing a gun at the crate that Ross is behind.
I mean, you're the one that induced this paranoia. Wasn't acting like this when we were on the way here.
No, I just enhanced it. I didn't induce it. I can't put something that wasn't already there.
It's a real shame that all of those like veiled, very faintly veiled threats towards Max happened when the other PCs weren't there. I'm pretty sure almost all of that was only really privy to Max.
I will say, this offer comes with a time limit. I can't leave this open for long. Once it closes, you will be locked into one decision. That's dealing with me.
Grover, are you going?
What do you guys think is easier? You still want to go through the door? Or you want to try to take him down now?
I'm a bad person because I stepped through that door.
Well, that
But
answers
fuck
my
it, I'm
question.
gone.
I'm going with him.
Very well. Guess it's your lucky day, man in red.
I look past the group and it'd be like, YOLO, step through.
Alright. So you three step through it. And I'll describe what you guys see next week. The man in the suit slowly closes the door, for lack of a better term. Looks over at Nuwali. Do whatever you're gonna do with him. I don't care. I'm gonna go keep my word. And the man in the suit. The camera just follows a montage of him walking through the various hallways to get up to the med bay. Pushes a button on the intercom. And in Ross's voice, he says, "Hey, Chad, open the door. Nuwali's coming. I mean, he's hurt. He's bleeding pretty bad. If you just let me in, we lock the door, we'll be good. He'll bleed out." Chad, "Oh. Ross, I wasn't expecting you to come back. This is wonderful news. I really need to talk to you about my experiments." "Oh, yeah. I'll get to the funding." "Oh, wonderful news." Door opens, unlocks. Chen's eyes, in the first moment of real emotion you've ever seen on this man's face, go wide in terror as the suit walks through. "Hell, Dr. Chen, I've made a deal with some of your compatriots. That deal has unfortunately come at the price of your life. And there's just a quick scene of Dr. Chibi like, wait. Like, my experiments, I know what you've been doing to there. And then behind, like, a curtain, shadow box style, there's just the figure of a man getting ripped into multiple pieces.
Ooh, chunky.
The camera continues to pan. The man in the suit walks out from behind the curtain towards the 4 people on the tables, still smoking a cigarette, with the clear no smoking sign on the wall. You unfortunates. You 4 unfortunate souls. Back the wrong horse. Well, I guess I am getting a little peckish again. And nothing gruesome when it comes to these 4. The heart monitors just eventually slow and flatline before turning off. Continues to follow the man in the suit who walks up onto the upper deck to look out over the sea. I didn't actually think that would work. Huh. Well, let's see if they succeed. Pitches a cigarette off the side. Black screen, roll credits. And we will deal with you guys in the control room and probably the final episode
Yeah.
next week.
Yeah, I kind of figured this would be the final episode. Well, this is KarsaKKWx. Karsa is my name. KKWX is my empire. Here today with my friends from NRT as we played The Faults of Man. And it looks like we let the big bad free so that we could live. Goodbye!